everyone, and welcome back. I'm Rhina Valentin, your host of Café con Leche for the next hour, encouraging you to get social with us online. That is, tweet us and follow us on Instagram at BronxNet TV and like us on Facebook at Open BronxNet Television. And of course, you can always follow moi on Twitter, FB, Instagram, Insta Stories, and LinkedIn at Rhina Valentin. As the world continues reopening, people are still trying to live out their goals while dealing with the pressures of adapting to the new normal. Our first guest is all about transforming and empowering lives through her company, The One Muse, where she focuses on releasing patterns of belief that impede personal growth and individual expression. And joining us now to help us reach that power of consciousness, please welcome certified life coach and healer, Melissa Colon, also known as Muse. Hello and welcome.
Hello, Rhina. Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be here.
So excited to have you, looking like a lioness over there. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Same. We're like twins.
You think?
It's the hair.
Yeah. I thought you were referring to our energy, because I will say you have the sweetest energy. I was scrolling through all of your website, your Instagram, and I just absolutely love the energy that you put forth in the service that you're offering. Because it's one thing to just be a life coach, and it's another thing to be an intuitive, we'll say, right?
Thank you so much, Rhina. It takes one to know one, you know?
Yeah, that's how we do. So let's just open up with discussing the phrase living in your power. How about we go there? We start there, because right now I think we're all just navigating through these tumultuous times, and there's a lot of questioning that occurs internally, and some people may be aware of that conscious thought process, and some people are just basically suppressing it and not dealing with it. So let's talk about living in your power.
I love that question. So many times we're taught from the time we're young to kind of look outside of ourselves to learn things, right? We go to school to learn about history and all these different subjects. We're looking to others to see how perhaps things should be done. But I think that we forget that there's a wellspring of energy and power and resources that's right here within each of us. And we all have 100% of those resources. So the more we're able to go within, quiet our mind, ask ourselves some deep questions, spend time with ourselves, we're able to access that inner power. And that inner power can look like confidence. It can look like speaking our truth. It can look like creativity. It can look like many different things depending on who you are and how you express.
And so getting into the topic of being with self, right? And this past, what are we at? 20 months now? I always say 18, but it's like, no, we have passed 18 by now, Rhina. And so we have basically been placed in the position to have no choice but to be with self. And certain people are uncomfortable with being with self. And I'm saying this based on people's behavioral patterns and possibly not even being taught to understand how to navigate through the internal voices that reside within each and every one of us.
True.
Right? Because we have a mental health crisis right now, because exactly what we're discussing about the understanding that we are responsible for ourselves, and yes, we are products of our environment, of our upbringings, but we don't have to remain that.
Correct. Good point, Rhina. It's very, very true. I mean, this time has given us the opportunity to slow down a bit. And I know that if you're going from a busy life where you're kind of ignoring your emotions or ignoring what's happening in your life, and then all of a sudden everything stops and you're faced with all of these things, it can be very overwhelming. So for a lot of my clients, I've suggested things like journaling. I've suggested things like taking a walk in the park. Because sometimes taking it slow allows things to slowly come up, and it allows us to slowly process feelings that we may be having or things we may have experienced in the past. So it's not an all or nothing. It's really a chipping away or a slow go connection with yourself.
And so what you're discussing is a topic that I love having with every single person that crosses my path, and that is the art of balance, right? And it looks different for everyone. It looks different for everyone. And I love that you, of course, recommend nature, because it's your own way of really coming to terms with your existence, right? Because we coexist in this planet, on this planet, on Earth. And so with that balance that you're suggesting and the way you've been working, which I find really, really, it's admirable. And I just absolutely adore your energy and the efforts that you're putting forth with committing to people on a weekly basis with your Pep Talks with One Muse. And I know that's in the park. So I wanted to just elaborate a little further on exactly how you facilitate that.
Wonderful. Yeah, back in 2018, I had been on my personal journey of self-development for about 14 years. And I was like, I have an overflow. I have extra knowledge and energy that I want to share with my community. So I thought, do I try and find a place to host this, or it's summertime in New York? Why not use the park? Why not bring the women that I love in my life together in this beautiful natural space and sit down and do a little meditation and talk about some of the subjects that have helped me get to where I am. So normally in Pep Talks, we'll open up with a nice meditation or movement, and then I'll do introductions. So everyone will say their first name and kind of one fact about themselves, or I'll ask kind of a question that's an icebreaker, just so that if we have new people in the group, everyone feels like they know each other, everyone gets an opportunity to talk. And then every year I have a theme. So this year's theme is all about transformation. So we've been talking about topics varying from nature to taking risks to facing our fears. And then I usually like to add some type of hands-on creative activity, because I think that's a very important part of us that as adults, we don't always foster, right? We're like, oh, crayons and markers are for when we're kids. And that's just not true. We are creative beings, especially as women. And I think it's really important for us to get our hands on creativity and reconnect with our inner selves, our inner child. And then at the end, I have something called Pep Talks messages. And that started back in 2018, and it's been a big hit. So I always keep them around. And everyone gets their own kind of specialized message that they pick from this basket. And it just so happens that the message always resonates with them. So it's about an hour and a half long, even though it feels like much shorter because we do so much. But at the end, we all just end up feeling so much closer to ourselves and to each other. I found that healing has been exponential in this Pep Talks group. I think just because everyone comes in holding space for each other. Every woman's looking at each other like they're sisters, even if they just met. And I'm just, it's the thing of One Muse, right? Like, it's my baby. I have so many offerings, but Pep Talks was really where it all began, even before I started one-on-one coaching. And I have women that have been with me over 4 years, and to see their lives transform. I mean, I had one woman who started as a stay-at-home mom, and, in the first 3, she was like, what am I going to do? I see all these women here doing amazing things, and I just wonder what I'm going to do. And now fast forward 4 years, she has her own company. She works from home. Like, she's empowering all the new ladies that are coming. So it's just been such a beautiful journey, and really the highlight of my week, every Wednesday, to head to the park with a few little snacks and my Pep Talks messages, and know that all of these women are going to come and sit on this beautiful blanket. I bring flowers and put flower petals everywhere, and really create a safe space for them to connect with themselves and take their lives to the next level, because women are doing big things in the world, and they need support.
Oh my gosh, it sounds divine. I want to be there with you. You sold, done, done, done. So here's the last question, because we're running out of time. Is like, do you cap it as far as the amount of people that can participate, and what time of the day is it usually facilitated?
Wonderful. So there's no cap, and it's 6:30 to 8 p.m.
Oh, nice. So it's in the evening, right before the sun sets completely, and you still have them outdoors. And this is going to be occurring. Rather, you're still offering it outdoors until September 22nd. You mentioned, right? It's every Wednesday. However, they do need to book these sessions directly through you on your Instagram. Is that correct, or is it your website?
They can book it either place, via Instagram or my website.
Wonderful. Oh my goodness. We've got Muse, Melissa Cologne in the house. Wonderful. Offering her Pep Talks every Wednesday. And if you're interested in booking a session and participating in Pep Talks, you can either visit her website, the1muse.com, and or you can visit her on Instagram. All right, we gotta take a quick break, but when we return, we're gonna hear about a new bilingual children's book. Don't go anywhere.